What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Paige the Page, and today we're talking through my entire TBR. Hello my darlings, welcome to this video. This is the next installment in my Pages of Chaos series where I'm wrapping up 2023 and looking at the beginning of 2024. Today's video is going to be doing an entire TBR video where we look over every unread book on my shelf. I am doing this slightly differently from how I have done it in years past. I normally only do it once every 2 years just so my soul cannot keel over. And for this year I will be actually incorporating a little bit of a bookshelf tour. I will be showing you the full shelf and then pulling off the books and saying these are the ones that are unread on this shelf, so you can have a overview of what my shelves look like. But it is going shelf by shelf. It won't be the entire bookshelf in one shot. It will just be going through shelf by shelf. So I hope that's interesting. Sierra from Sierra the Book Addict asked if I could do a bookshelf tour, and so I decided to merge these two together. And hopefully it will be okay. I haven't edited the remainder of this already. I have filmed it, but yes, so I don't know how it's gonna look, but hopefully we'll go okay. Feel free to grab yourself a beverage or snack of choice. I feel like we might be here for a little while. I do also reference talking through Ash's shelves, but we have decided to do that in a separate video. Not sure when. I have separated out Ash's TBR from mine, and his shelves are definitely something that are reflective of his taste, obviously more so than mine. And there are a lot more books on there that I'm not gonna read, and I just want to figure out the best way to do it justice, maybe getting him in to talk about it. We shall see. But I decided to just hold off on doing his shelves, and we will show them, but not in this video. This is also my 2024 entire TBR starting number, so anything that I may have accrued in January already is not on here. But I will leave it linked down below, my entire TBR spreadsheet, where you can see it separated into my books and then also Ash's and our collective totals. So I think, fingers crossed, my editing counter should say 220 books by the end of this. That makes me but so much better, so much better than years previous, and that's not including 50 of Ash's. So if you'd like to see what's on Ash's shelves that I'm interested in reading, again, I'll leave the spreadsheet link down below because I keep track of it and it will fluctuate throughout the years. It will also include the books that I've already hauled. So that's a little sneak peek into that if you feel so inclined. I know I was forgetting something. Also, I would love for you to comment below the things that I need to read. I'm going to go back through and have a look on the older versions as well, because I know April had an absolute list of things and I just want to see the difference, which I think will be very entertaining. Let me know if you want to see a video of me reacting to April's comment. But I would love for you to comment, and I'm going to make a prompt for Cluedo that will be a viewer prompt. So if that prompt comes up, I will come and look at this video and select a comment to pick a book from. Depending on what I need, I may either just select a book personally or I'll do a random comment generator. So please let me know what I need to get to or things you think I should unhaul without reading them down below. That would be marvelous. Thanks. So with all that aside, let's have a look at my shelves. This is my graphic novels shelf. I really don't have too many. I will also just point out that I have a box down here which contains Dracula. So I'm just keeping that there because it's in the T2 box and I don't want to have to adjust it and pull it all out. But in terms of unread from this shelf, we have Extraordinary by V.E. Schwab, Heartstopper Volume 5 by Alice Oseman, Everything is Okay by Debbie Tung, and then Dracula is also unread. So this is my rainbow shelf. I'm going to zoom in so we can have a look at the unread. In terms of the unread read books, I have What's a Girl Got to Do by Holly Bourne, On the Come Up by Angie Thomas, Emmy and Oliver by Robin Benway. We don't have any unread in the greens, blues and purples, but for the pinks we have The Kiss Quotient by Helen Wong and How Hard Can Love Be by Holly Bourne. So on this top shelf we have all my nostalgia stuff. So these are a lot of books that I read in my childhood or things that just have a sentimental appreciation to them. Behind that is the Anne of Green Gables series and the Tomorrow When the War Began, and behind these I have the 3 books in the Beautiful Dead series. But all of these are read. My next shelf is my Roald Dahl shelf, so I have my 2 amazing ones that I love, and then behind there the remainder, and there are 2 books behind which are picture books as well, but all of these are read. Then on this shelf we have my Tamora Pierces, most of which are read, some are not though. So all of these are read. Shatterglass is not, Terrier and Bloodhound are both also unread. Trickster's Choice and Trickster's Queen are both unread, and that's that shelf. Coming down we have my Robin Hobb shelf, where these 5 are read. The Golden Fool, Fool's Fate, The Dragon Keeper and Dragon Haven are all in the realm of the Elderlings that I have not read. That one is also read. And then I have Shaman's Crossing and Renegade's Magic, both of which are unread but in a separate series, I think, to the realm of the Elderlings. Moving down we have my B.E. Schwab shelf, where A Conjuring of Light and The Near Witch are the only 2 that I have not read. And then on this final shelf for this bookcase is my miscellaneous, and this is just poetry, collections, random bits and bobs. So Power to the Princess is unread, Watering the Soul by Courtney Pepinell. Then behind I just have a collection of different bits and bobs that were weird shapes and sizes, but all of those are read. Onto my main filming shelves. Up the top here is all of my Katie Roberts, and behind are literally standalones slash weird parts of series that I didn't realize were parts of series, like the Legend of the Lattes and Silence of the Girls, and I just can't be fucked moving them over to the other side, so they're standalones. And all of the ones behind the Katie Roberts are read. The Gargoyle's Captive and The Demon's Bargain are the only 2 that I have not read. So those are all the read books on that shelf. Shifting down, we have my favorite shelf. Obviously all of these are read, that's why it's my favorite, but I've definitely been trying to figure out a better way of portraying these, and I'm just not sure how I want to go about it. So at the moment, this is what we're working with. So then shifting down once again, we have my standalones continuing on from the top shelf, but the way that I organize these 3 are the ones that are in front are ones I have not read yet. So behind them are then my read. So what I'm going to do is go through and pull each one off, so then you will have a final look at what's on the back before continuing down to the next shelf. They are predominantly organized by author surname, but by height as well. So it's not perfect, I don't care, it works for my brain. That's all I need. Rouge by Mona Awad, The Flower Girls by Alice Clark Platt, Hippie by Paulo Coelho, The Book Eaters by Sonia Dean, Here Be Leviathans by Chris Flynn, with some little postcards, Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus, Folk by Zoe Gilbert, Darling by Kay Ankrum, Light from Uncommon Stars by Rika Aoki, A Quiet Kind of Thunder by Sarah Bernard, The Lost Coast by Amy Rose Capetta, The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin, Small Favours by Erin A. Craig, Veronica Decides to Die by Paulo Coelho, Magic for Liars by Sarah Gailey, Long Live the Pumpkin Queen by Shay Earnshaw, The Winter Duke by Claire Eliza Bartlett, Bunny by Mona Awad, A Man Called Ove by Frederick Buckman, The Book of Doors by Gareth Brown, On a Beautiful Day by Lucy Diamond, Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas, The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman, Neverwhere, also by Neil Gaiman, The Witch's Heart by Genevieve Korniak, and A Lady for a Duke by Alexis Hall. And then those are all the ones I have read. So continuing down, same as before. Honeycomb by Joanne M. Harris, Pandora's Jar by Natalie Haynes, Stoneblind, also by Natalie Haynes. God, they're so shiny. Going Under by Sonia Henry, The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, Family of Liars by E. Lockhart, Now She Is Witch by Kirsty Logan, Love Objects by Emily Maguire, Ikitha by Claire North, The Deathless Girls by Kieran Millwood Hargrave, Everything Leads to You by Nina LaCour, Autobiography by Christina Lauren, Heroine by Mindy McGuinness, Wild Beauty by Anna Marie McLemore, One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston, Orphea by Joanne M. Harris, Watch Over Me by Nina LaCour, Ash by Melinda Lowe, The Dismal History of Frankie Lord Banks by E. Lockhart, The Start of Me and You by Emery Lord, The Map from Here to There by Emery Lord, The Midnight Girls by Alicia Jaskinska, The Vegetarian by Han Kang, and Dead Poet Society by N.H. Kleinbaum, based off the film. So those are all the read books. And then this is the final shelf. The difference with this is these are all read. These are my final unread on this shelf. So I've spilled over, which is exciting. So we have The No-Show by Beth O'Leary, The Road Trip, also by Beth O'Leary, The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axio, Almost Loved by Louise O'Neill, Death of a Bookseller by Alice Slater, Second First Impressions by Sally Thorne, The Fall Between by Darcy Tyndall, The Seed Collectors by Scarlett Thomas, Spinner of Dreams by K.A. Reynolds, Always Never Yours by Emily Wibberley and Austin Sigmund Broker, An Arrow to the Moon by Emily X.R. Pan, The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston, Burn Our Bodies Down by Rory Power, The Black Kids by Christina Hammonds-Reid, Tooth and Claw by Jo Walton, The Messenger by Marcus Suzak, and Mysteries of Thorn Manor by Margaret Rogerson, because Sorcery of Thorns is over there. Those are my read books, and so you can see what was behind. Alrighty, and then this other skinny little bookshelf is my series. On this top shelf we have the unreads of The Bromance Book Club, Undercover Bromance, Crazy Stupid Bromance, The Girl in the Tower, and Us Against You by Frederick Buckman. The rest are all read. So I just realised that behind these were this collection. So there are 11 books in the Everworld series that I own. We are missing book 10 because there are 12 in the series. So we've got The Search for Sienna, Land of Lost, Enter the Enchanted, Realm of the Reaper, Discover the Destroyer, Fear the Fantastic, Gateway to the Gods, Brave the Betrayal, Inside the Illusion, Mystify the Magician, and Entertain the End, all by K.A. Applegate. So continuing down, behind the looking glass are Leigh Bardugos, and on this shelf we have This Wicked Fate, Seeing Red, and Arch Enemies as the ones that are unread. So continuing on with Author Surname of B and Into the Seas. Unread are The Wicked King, Queen of Nothing, and How the King of Elfheim Learned How to Hate Stories, all by Holly Black, The Atlas Paradox, A Song of Wraith and Ruin, Wild Seed, and The Kingdom of Copper. So on this shelf we have basically Sebastian de Castell, and behind there is The Galaxy and the Ground Within by Becky Chambers. Unread are Trader's Blade, Way of the Argosy, and The Gilded Wolves. Continuing down, behind here we have The Lost World by Michael Crichton, Well Played by Jen DeLuca, and Legend Born by Tracy Dion for my unread books on that shelf. Everything else is read. And Marianne Curley is one of my favourite authors who I'm family friends with, so these 4 books are signed. And it makes me very happy. I love how quickly I can fly through these shelves because they are so small. So continuing down onto this bottom shelf and the last shelf for this room, we have Bitter by Akwaeke Emezi, The Gilded Ones by Namina Fauna, Wings of Ebony by J.L. It's so pretty. And Beasts of Prey by Ayana Gray. That are my unread books. Right, so out in the living room we have final series, my classics and non-fiction, and Asher shelves. This is the top shelf. I apologize that alphabetizing absolutely kills my soul, but I really like the way that it visually lays. So on this shelf unread is An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green, Hunter by Jack Heath, and Looking Glass by Christina Henry. This is the second shelf. On this shelf unread we have Dune, The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels, The League of Gentlewomen Witches, Castle in the Air, and House of Many Ways, Defy the Night, A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and A Heart So Fierce and Broken, The Dragon Republic, The Unspoken Name, Jade City, Spin the Dawn, and Only a Monster. And this is the third shelf. Behind these two we have the House of Crescent City series. Normally this will be the Akatar series, but I've lent them out to a co-worker. But unread is House of Sky and Breath, Winter's Orbit, Hedge Witch, Escaping from Houdini, Renegades. The title isn't showing back there, but The Astonishing Chronicles of Oscar from Elsewhere, We Who Hunt the Hollow, The Prison Healer. Behind those three we have Son of the Storm, The Ask and the Answer, and Monsters of Men. Everything else is read. Next up we have this shelf. Unread we have Heart of Iron, Word of Honor, Time of Trial, Moment of Truth, and Hour of Need. Knocked Out by My Nunganungas, It's Okay I'm Wearing Really Big Knickers, Dancing in My Nutty Pants, and That's When It Fell Off in My Hand, and Then He Ate My Boy in Trances, Startled by His Furry Shorts, Love is a Many Trousered Thing, Stop in the Name of Pants, and Are These My Bazoomas I See Before Me? And finally Magnus Chase and the Hammer of Thor. So on this shelf, behind this, I have The Bone Season. Unread is Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson, some of Arcanum and Unbounded, Physic, Quest, Siren, and Dark, all by Andrew Sage, and Gleanings by Neil Schusterman. And that's everything that is unread. So not that much. Very proud. And then this final shelf, we have 16 Souls, The Bone Shard Daughter, Dark and Hollow Star, Camelot Betrayal, The Ruthless Lady's Guide to Wizardry, and finally The Bone Spindle. That's this shelf. Just have non-fiction and classics is remaining. Then this is my classics and non-fiction shelf. A lot of these are presents that I've bought for Ash for the cloth lounge. We also have some behind, so I'll show those. But in terms of unread, The War of the Worlds, Crime and Punishment, The Turn of the Screw, Inferno, The Day of the Triffids, Treasure Island, and Madame Bovary, Oliver Twist, Wuthering Heights, and War and Peace. So taking those off, this is what's remaining behind. This reading copy of Dracula, so I don't have to read the pretty edition. A Clockwork Orange, Shakespeare's Sonnets, and Cat's Cradle. Fahrenheit 451, Shakespeare's 4 Comedies, The Count of Monte Cristo, The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt, and Adventures of Pinocchio. So those are my classics. All right, and the final shelf of my TBR. This is my non-fiction shelf. This is the last one for this video. I can't even remember if I've mentioned that I was gonna do Asher shelves, but he's just got home and we've talked about it and decided not gonna worry about that right now. So here is this. In terms of not read, I've got Friars Ties and Sapiens, Why Be Happy When You Can Be Normal, The Hate Race, This Much Is True, Indistractable, Teacher, It's Not Okay to Feel Blue and Other Lies, Life Worlds, Things As They Are, How to Argue with the Racist, Me and White Supremacy, Somebody I Used to Know, Women Don't Know You Pretty, Untamed, Get Your Shit Together, Disability Visibility, and Fight Like a Girl. These are the books that are tagged, and obviously I have read them, but just so you can see. And Into the Willows, but ignore that, don't ask me. It's not gone on my TBR for ever and a day. It sits under there. I don't know why I don't just find it at home, but there you go. Alrighty, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed having a look at my shelves and all the unread things on them. I will have the final total here, praying that it's 220 and I've done my math correctly. Me will make a mockery of myself. If it is wrong, that's fine. Let me know in the comments how you found this. Do you know what your entire TBR is? I have loved seeing everyone doing the entire TBR videos this year and hearing what their numbers are. I really don't mind if you have 1,000 book TBR like Amy from A-Star Reads and your Goodreads is over 1,000 want to read books, but you don't physically own them, you're just interested in them. That is fine. I adore that we can all approach reading in our own unique ways, but I felt that when I was hitting the 450 mark for my TBR, I was just not feeling great about it. I felt cluttered, I felt chaotic, and not in a fun way. And so being able to cut my shelves back to 220 of my own TBR books, I'm super proud. So I feel like I have variety, but I'm not overwhelmed. And a lot of these are series as well. So, you know, we've got that going for me as well. But yes, let me know in the comments anything you want to let me know about my shelves, about TBR numbers, whatever you feel like. And if you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe. I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!